So, usage of the indeclinables. So, among them, yesterday we have learned the usage of the word ja. So, here in Pali, so that ja can be understood in the sense of and in English, but usage is a bit different in Pali and English. In English, only one time, but in Pali, so after each word, so we put that ja. And also, one more important point is, so for example, yesterday we learned this example. So, Buri so ja. And then, 80 ja. So, men and women. At the time, when we use the pronoun, for example, so, Buri so, and then sa, so 80. So the place of that ja between, so ja Buri so, sa ja 80. Not so Buri so ja, not sa 80 ja. So between that word. So ja Buri so, sa ja 80 in this way, So, so in the place of between, between these two words, the pronoun and the noun, so that ja happen, take place. So that is why, even though, so commonly we may understood that Buri so ja 80 ja, so Buri so ja sa 80 ja, simply we can think that. But in original Pali text, commonly we can find in this way, only after the pronoun. The meaning is the same, just what position is in this way. So ja Buri so sa ja 80 in this way. Only after the pronoun that ja, take place. So these are the usage of the, that ja, and also similar to that ja. So we can find, so ja, and then the same meaning, but with the a bit also can be found, like the, so Buri so bi. And then 80b. So too, when we use the pronoun, so bi Buri so, and then sa bi 80. So the same meaning, so that man as well as that woman. So when we read the original text, so such a usage can be found there. And also similar to that one, wa also can be found. But the meaning of wa is not the same as the that ja or a bi. Commonly, the meaning of the wa twice. So whether or not, in that sense. So that is why in your handout also we provide the example. So here Basadi wa Krodi wa. So actually ja, so ja ahan. So ja ahan ja, both he and I. So that is after the noun form. Both he and I or he and I also okay. But wa is in the sense of whether or basadi wa, karoti wa, or he or she in this way. Basadi, here with the verb in the Dhammavara, basadi wa, karoti wa, whether he speaks or acts. But when we use a bit, so by elation of the R, so saying jadibi, saying jabi, dibi, both sprinkles or cause to sprinkle. So he himself sprinkle or he cause other to sprinkle. So causative verb, but so such a bit, the same as the ja. So both and, but wa is a bit different. So whether for the basadi wa, karodi wa, whether he speaks or acts. But that is, common meaning. But maybe sometimes, based on the context also, those wa in the sense of ja also can be found there. But rarely. So that is why, ja, ja, wa, or a bit. So such a twice usage can be found there. Either or both and, or whether or not. So that sense. And also, those ja or wa or that, a bit with the negative sentence at the time, neither nor. That can denote the sense of neither nor. So neither he or she not do that in this way. So, and then, so those word or wa never found the beginning of the word or beginning of the sentence. So you see, so only Buddhi Sobi, not a bit Buddhi Saw, not a bit 80. Not be saw, not be sa. Only sa, be saw, ja in this way. Only after a what we can find. So that is why, they never start the sentence. Only in the second place. So saw, be, saw, ja, sa, be, sa, ja. So wa also cannot be found at the very beginning of a sentence or maybe wa sometime before a word also. But a be and ja are only after the word can be found there. Okay, and then now next word. Actually, mainly usage of those indeclinables are, to emphasize on the meaning of a word or a sentence or a phrase. But so slightly can be different in this way. And another indeclinable, so to emphasize on the meaning. So that is ewa, very commonly. We can find that ewa. So that ewa can be found, before a vowel, maybe not before a vowel. So after a vowel. So after a vowel, so ya is inserted. Actually just ewa, not ewa. Ya is, sandy, euphonic combination. So at the time, so the meaning of that ewa is in the sense of very or just or quite or maybe exactly or as soon as. So based on context can be, understood. So that is why here, so yewa coming after above. So the sense of on, or the sense of go on or continue. So one example already provided in your handout. So the yewa after the verb. So ketendi yewa. Ketendi yewa. They went on talking. That means they continue talking. So that is the emphasized meaning of that yewa. Ewa. Ketendi yewa. Not just commonly, only or just or definitely based on the content. Continue, that sense also can be understood. On, go on, or continue, and so on. So, here, ketendi yewa. A Actually, Ketendi Eva. But so between them, you know, ya is just inserted. Ketendi Eva. Ketendi Yeva. So keep on speaking, keep on talking in that sense. And then, so the next item we will learn is those the conjunction in English, but in Pali, so yedi and saji and the j, so they mean if. So yedi, saji, and j, so they mean if. So that is a conditional clause. So without using conditional mood. So in the conditional mood sentence, with the verb is condition. So at the time, those yedi or saji or j cannot be found. Maybe sometime, but sometimes without also. But when we use the yedi, saji, and the j, so there will be two lines. So the first line is this yedi, saji, j, and clause, and the second line is main verb, main sentence. So main clause or yedi, saji, j clause. So in this way can be understood. So commonly together with the that yedi, saji, j, so can be formed the optative verb. Yedi and the saji and the j after the optative verb. But in the main clause can be found the optative verb itself, or sometimes present tense, and also future tense, based on the meaning, what we want to express. So in this way, can be found that. So in the sentence structure simply, so that one also maybe one time also I already explained that. Now just recalling that. So present or future, so that's summary of that information. So yedi, j, not j, so yedi, saji, j. When we use that, so following sentence will be present tense, future tense, and the optative mood. But so conditional clause also. But conditional clause is mostly all of them are conditional verb. So and then when we use those one of them, so this j is never start beginning, only in the second place. So yedi and saji, so can start the sentence, but j is only in the second place. So Buddha saw j in this way. Okay, and then next. So that yedi, so sometimes twice using also can be seen there. So saji wa yedi wa. So saji wa yedi wa. So gami wa yedi wa rinye. So if it is in the village or in the forest, so if or whether or, so that sense. So yedi So Sajiwa Yediwa. So Gami, we know that in the village. In the Arenye, so in the forest. After that, so Wa, Yedi, and the Wa. So the meaning of that is whether in the village or in the forest. So in this way, the usage of that Yedi between the Wa, so it can be found that Sajiwa, Yediwa, Renye, Yediwa, Arenye. So in this way, two places to choose one of them, in the village or so in the forest. So such a usage Yedi, not only at the very beginning of a sentence. So whether or not, so maybe two sentences together, or two words together also. Okay, so now the usage of these indeclinables, so we finish. And then next is so direct or indirect narration. So when we say something, at the time we quote. So our Seattle said that, or our teacher said that, or maybe something like that, or my friend said that. So in this way, such a saying. So in English, so direct speech or indirect speech. So direct speech will be with the open and closed inverted comma, but indirect speech so will be with the that clause. That is in English. But in Pali, so commonly we use the di or iti. Iti. So for example here, kahan so ita rahiti mochi. Kahan so ita rahi. Now where is he? So he asked that. Now where is he? So in this ed, two-way can be understood in English, that clause or open and close inverted comma. So for that, the usage of the ed here, briefly. The oblique construction in Pali is expressed by placing the particle ed, so at the end of a word quoted. The word, maybe the word or the phrase or the sentence also can be sometimes a single word, sometimes a phrase, sometimes the whole complete sentence. But that one, in English can be understood as a clause or that's such an open and close inverted comma, maybe that clause also. So that one we call it narration or direct or indirect speech. So that ed also, according to the Sandy, generally abbreviated as to the ed by elation of the preceding vowel. So at the end of, so for example, when we add that ed to a word or a sentence, for example, as a sentence, Bodo, ed, and then so Sawati Yan, so Jeta Wane, and then ed, and also another sentence. So Bodo Dhamman deseti. After that, iti. So commonly in this way. But so here two vowel you see. Here also two vowel. Here also. But so we never drop the preceding vowel, only the following vowel, I. Instead of comma, here also drop this and comma. Here also drop this and the comma. So bodhoti. So Sawati and Jeda Waneti, Bodho Dhamman Deseti, or maybe in this case, Desediti. So in this, such a changing can be found there. So that is why, briefly, in that quotation, that ed contracted essay, did by elation or did that. So in this way can be understood. Whatever vowel ending in the a word or a phrase or a sentence, only the preceding vowel of that ed is dropped fixedly. So as Buddha or as in Jedavana monastery in Savatthi, or maybe as or maybe that, the Buddha expound the Dhamma in this way. So the meaning of that ed. So we can understand as the open and close inverted comma. So especially for the phrase or a word. But for this sentence, such a open and close inverted comma also, or the other way that clause, maybe that, the Buddha, and so on also. Two ways can be understood. Okay, so let's go back to our note. So because of that here, ed generally, abbreviated to the t. So the last short vowel or quotational lengthening vowel before the ed, like the dt. And then, so Babsot saying, Babsot telling, Babsot asking, naming, knowing, thinking are generally used with the ed. So because they are, expressing, saying something. You say something you know, you say something you hear. So that you hear will be quotation. So that is with those Bob saying, telling, asking, naming, knowing, thinking, how you think, how you know, how you ask. So those are will be quoted. That is after that ed or quotation phrase where we find that. So at the time also one more important point. Actually, that one we have already learned, just to show the example. So that is Kalyana Sila Soda in the Idivodaka. So Yasa Kayena Wajaya Manasa Nati Dokadan. So Danwe Kalyana Siloti Ahu Beko. So Hiri Mana. So here, the verb Ahu. Ahu means say that or said that, past tense. They said that. So here, the object of the that ahu is here, dan in the beko. So commonly, when we use that verb or those verb, whether the maybe here simply ahu, or I say the other one whether the or something. So they will have the two objects. So one is object, the other one is will be object complement. So object will be with the accusative case. Object complement also will be with the accusative case. That is very simple. But in original text, even though that is object complement, so after that object word, so we use this et. So at that time, even though this one is object complement, but not will be with the accusative case, will be with the nominative case. Without ed, will be with the accusative case. With the ed, will be with the nominative case. So that point here, in that sutta, many places can be found. This is that what I remember. So then Bhikkhu, they say that Bhikkhu as a Kalyana Silo, who has good virtue. Even though this Kalyana Silo is object complement of the Dan Bhikkhu, and the object of the that ahu, but here Kalyana Silo, with the all nominated case, not Kalyana Silan. So Dan Kalyana Silo ahu or Dan Bhikkhu Kalyana Silo di ahu. They say that, so that monk is virtuous one or good virtuous one. So in this way. So too, in the next line also, then we Kalyana Dhammo di ahu. Because of this et with the nominative case. Then we Kalyana Dhammo di ahu Bhikkhu. That monk, they say that, so that monk is Kalyana Dhammo, or who has good nature. And then next line. So then we Kalyana Vinyoti ahu Bhikkhu. So that monk, they say that that monk is Kalyana Vinya, who has so good wisdom. So actually these three words are refers to the arahant. And then here also another usage, ahu. So asidan, actually, so in this line also asidan Bhikkhu, asidan refers to dan Bhikkhu. And then sabba bahayi nandi, this ed is not included. Sabba bahayi nan, because of this comma, sabba bahayi nan. So actually this line should be understood. Asidan sabba lokasa ahu sabba bahayi nan. So asidan is object, asidan Bhikkhu. This sabba bahayi nan is object complement. Without the nominative, the et, because of that here, bahayi nan. So this it is not included in this stanza. This one is conclusion of the whole stanza. Sabba bahayin. So that is why with this, that the usage of that et here, so then so Kalyana Siloti. Ahu. But so here, even though with the so nominative case plus et. But if we don't use the et at that time, will be so asidan in the ahu. So sabba bahayin, who already removed everything. That means who does not attach to the everything. Sabab Bahaye. So just accusative case without ed. So that information under the usage of the nominative case also we have already learned in first semester. So now again while learning the ed. So now verbs of saying, verbs of telling, verbs of asking are generally used with the ed, and also their object that with the ed, with the nominative case. Without ed, so it can be found with the accusative case also. And then, so those verbs maybe, so that ed clause before that or after that can be found. So place after the particle ed. So that for that information here, we have, so in your book, the handout, in your handout, so example can be found there. So when we use those verb ed, that ed before, after the particle ed place those verbs, you see. Sadhuti Viddawa. The Sadhuti Viddawa. Viddawa is about saying, about speaking. Sadhuti Viddawa. They said very well. Sadhuti Viddawa. In this way, so before the Viddawa, that Sadhuti can be found. And also before the word quoted also. So Bochi Kain Jana Si 20. So Bochi. So that means even though that quotation before that verb or after that verb can be found two ways. So Sadhuti Viddawa. Maybe because this one is only a single word, but after the word also can be found there, actually. Sadhuti Viddawa. So they say that they said very well, or well done in this way. And also after that verb also, so Bochi, here quotation is Kain Janasi 20. He asked, what do you know? Kain Janasi 20. He asked, what do you know? Or he asked that, what do you know also? And then next, number 3. So the verb is frequently omitted altogether. So Marisami Nandi. Sometimes those verbs of speaking, verbs of thinking are omitted but can be understood. That is like the Manasi Kadawa or Changed Dawa or something like that. Only that phrase, that quotation can be found. Marisami Nandi. So Chandesi, he thought, so he will kill him. I will kill him, he thought in this way. So the meaning of that, so he thought here Chandesi, or he said, what does he, or what does he, that verb is omitted. But based on the plural of that sentence, plural of that information, so can be understood. So such a verb omission also can be found. Well, so one not thinking, one not saying, or something like that. And also, number 4, so that ed or t, actually ed is followed by the vowel, so Sandy will happen. So here, ed and the a1. So at that time, e become ya, daya become the ja. H1. So while learning in the first semester also, you have already learned under the Kijayana. So ED A1 and then ED, so A10, so E become Ya, Daya become the Jaja. So HJ1, and then HJ10. So such a euphonic combinations repeatedly found there. Maybe because so EDA1 is a bit, how to say, not so smooth to recite or chant, read it, or pronounce. But HJ1, HJ10 are very smooth to pronounce. And also, so that but ED, so for example, even though together with those buff can be understood the meaning of that ED as that clause or quotation. So Bodho Dhamman, Bodho Dhamman, this is a DD. So Maya Viharan Gacchama. So the Buddha will expound the Dhamma. So other than the meaning of ED is like a reason, therefore. So the Buddha will expound the Dhamma very soon. Therefore, we are going to the monastery, Maya Viharan Gacchama. So in this way, based on the content, so such a ED in the sense of reason also can be found there. So mostly such a ED in Burmese Nesaya, commonly ED Dasama. So based on the content, sometimes that sense also, can be understood. So that is why not only, a single sentence not so clear what does it mean, but based on the content based on the following line or following info, so can be, guess what does it mean. So here's some more example. So Jivido ase kondadi, because we are unable to make a living, that we need to do something. So the meaning of the ED is, because. And also here, Makasam Baharisamiti Bidu Matakan Drita Bendi. So he will kill the mosquito on his father's head, but he broke his father's head into 2 pieces. So in this way, the ED, so sometimes can be such a reason or intention or something in this way, so can be understood based on the content. Okay, let's stop for today. So, sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.